Ever feel like you're doing everything right, but your bank account still isn't playing along? You work hard, you plan, you double-check every detail, because that's who you are. You believe precision and quality are the keys to success. But here's the twist. What if that very perfectionism is quietly draining your wealth? You're the person who researches for weeks, builds color-coded spreadsheets, and waits until every piece is in place before making a move. And yet, the results don't match the effort. Maybe you earn well, but your savings don't show it. Maybe you've got a brilliant business idea, but it's stuck in your notebook because it's not perfect yet. It feels like running on a hamster wheel, working harder than ever, but the financial finish line keeps moving. And here's the truth. It's not because you're lazy or unmotivated. It's because your greatest strength might be working against you. And the reason? It's written into your energetic DNA. In Eastern philosophy, there's a fascinating system called BaZi, also known as the 4 pillars of destiny. Think of it as an energetic blueprint of who you are, based on your birth details. It's built around 5 core elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Each one shapes your personality, your strengths, and yes, your blind spots. When we talk about perfectionism, discipline, and that love for structure, we're talking about the metal element. Picture metal as the strategist or the finisher. It's the energy that thrives on logic, order, and refinement. People with strong metal in their chart are natural organizers. They bring clarity to chaos, set high standards, and expect excellence from everyone, but especially themselves. Their motto: if it's worth doing perfectly. Now, metal shows up in 2 flavors. Young metal is like a mighty sword, strong, determined, built to withstand pressure. Yin metal is more like a polished gemstone or a luxury watch, elegant, meticulous, obsessed with detail and beauty. Whether you're the sword or the gemstone, your wiring is all about structure and the relentless pursuit of perfection. And that's amazing, except for one thing: the real world, especially the financial world, doesn't always reward perfection. It rewards speed, flexibility, and sometimes just being good enough. And that's where the trouble begins. Here's the tough truth. The same qualities that make you disciplined and brilliant can also become your biggest financial roadblocks when your metal energy tips out of balance. Perfectionism sounds like a strength, but on its own, it doesn't build wealth. In fact, it often builds invisible walls that quietly drain your bank account. So how does this happen? Let's break down the 4 most common ways your metal nature might be sabotaging your financial success. First, analysis paralysis in investing. Your metal-driven mind loves certainty. Before you invest a single dollar, you feel like you need to read every article, compare every option, and build the perfect portfolio. Because making a mistake? Losing money? That feels terrifying. But here's the irony, that fear, rooted in your need for a flawless plan, often leads to the biggest mistake of all: doing nothing. While you're waiting for the perfect moment, the market keeps moving. Opportunities pass you by. And the magic of compounding, the single most powerful wealth-building force, slips through your fingers. The truth? The cost of waiting for perfection is almost always higher than the cost of making a good enough move today. Second, overspending on quality. If you've got that refined yin metal energy, chances are you have an eye for the finer things. Your high standards don't just show up at work, they spill into every corner of your life. You don't just buy a car, you buy the best engineered car. You don't just grab a jacket, you invest in something timeless. Your mantra might be, buy nice or buy twice. And sure, there's truth in that. But here's the catch. Those standards can quietly push your spending way beyond your income. When quality becomes your default setting for everything, it's easy to slip into lifestyle inflation. The result? Debt creeps in, savings shrink, And no matter how much you earn, it never feels like enough. Chasing external symbols of quality can leave you feeling internally broke, and that's a heavy price to pay for perfection. Third, the not ready yet syndrome. This one's a silent killer for your income potential. You've got an amazing idea for a side hustle. You know you deserve that raise. Maybe you've even dreamed of starting your own business. But then, you stop yourself. Why? The website isn't perfect yet. The business plan needs one more tweak. Or maybe you tell yourself, I just need one more certification before I'm ready. That's your metal energy talking, demanding flawless readiness before you take the first step. But here's the truth. In business and careers, done beats perfect every single time. While you're polishing and tweaking behind the scenes, someone else with a good enough idea is already out there making money, learning, and growing. Perfection feels safe, but progress pays. Fourth, all or nothing budgeting. When someone with strong metal energy makes a budget, it's a masterpiece. Precise, detailed, and strict. The problem? Life isn't a spreadsheet, it's messy. An unexpected bill pops up, you overspend on groceries, and suddenly, your perfect plan is broken. For a perfectionist, that tiny slip feels like total failure. So what happens? Instead of adjusting and moving on, you throw the whole thing out the window. Then comes the cycle. Weeks with no plan at all, guilt kicks in, and you create another flawless budget, only to break it again. This all-or-nothing approach blocks the only kind of progress that actually works. Steady, imperfect progress. If that hit a little too close to home, take a deep breath. You're not broken, and you don't need to stop being who you are. Your discipline and high standards? They're superpowers. The goal isn't to erase them, it's to make sure they work for you, not against you. This isn't about changing your identity. It's about finding balance, so your strengths don't turn into stress. Here are 4 strategies to help you do just that. 1. Activate your water element. Move from rigidity to flow. In the 5-element system, water is the antidote to metal's rigidity. Water brings flow, adaptability, and wisdom. The exact qualities metal sometimes struggles with. So how do we borrow that energy? By adding flexibility to your financial life. Instead of chasing the perfect investment or waiting for the flawless plan, start with something simple. Automate a fixed amount into a low-cost index fund every month. It's structured enough to satisfy your metal side, but fluid enough to let your money grow without endless overthinking. Think of it as creating a system that works for you, without drowning in perfection. 2. Adopt the 80% rule for action. To beat the not ready yet trap, set a new rule for yourself. Act when your plan is 80% ready. Is your website 80% good? Launch it. Is your pitch 80% polished? Go make the pitch. This gives your metal side a clear target. It feels structured, but it forces you to move before perfectionism locks you in place. That last 20%? That's where you get stuck. Acting at 80% gets you something far more valuable than endless planning. Real-world feedback. And that feedback will teach you more than another month alone with your spreadsheets ever could. 3. Redefine quality with a values-based budget. You don't have to give up your love for quality. That's part of what makes you, you. The key is to get strategic about it. Here's your new mantra. Buy the best I can afford in the areas that truly matter to me. Start by picking 2 or 3 things that really matter. Maybe it's travel, your home, or your health. Give yourself permission to spend generously there. For everything else, practice good enough spending. This way, you honor your metal love for excellence where it counts, without letting it drain your entire budget. It's about spending lavishly on what you love, and cutting back ruthlessly on what you don't. 4. Schedule a financial reset ritual. In this system, metal is tied to the energy of grief and letting go, and that makes sense, right? The constant pressure to be perfect can weigh heavy on your mind. So here's what you need: a ritual to release that weight. Set aside 30 minutes every Sunday for a simple financial reset. Look at your spending. Where did things go off track? Instead of beating yourself up, practice letting it go. Acknowledge the mistake. Pull out one small lesson, and then move forward. This little ritual builds resilience, normalizes imperfection, and breaks that all-or-nothing cycle for good. Because progress isn't about being flawless. It's about learning and moving on. Your metal nature, your discipline, precision, and high standards, isn't the enemy. It's a gift. The problem was never your ambition. It's the imbalance that turns ambition into anxiety. When you understand your elemental makeup through BaZi, you gain the ultimate tool: self-awareness. You start to see the invisible patterns shaping your financial life, and with that awareness, you can lean into your strengths while managing the challenges. You can finally build a financial system that works with you, not against you. Because the goal isn't perfection, it's progress, and progress will always beat perfection.